Ron, 25 in now, man.
25.
We're going. We're going.
We're just rolling along like a train.
Rolling.
Cannot be stopped.
Crushing it. So as usual, so much to go over. Our leadoff story, we're going to start off with the Indianapolis Colts, who suffered a couple major injuries this week. First, quarterback Carson Wentz, and then offensive lineman Quentin Nelson, both expected to miss 5 to 12 weeks. How does this affect the Colts' chances to contend with for the upcoming season?
Okay, so best case scenario, 5 weeks. They can still have a season.
Week 1,
if it gets extended, right. If it goes into 10, 11, 12 weeks, the season is over. It is over. And to top it all, even if you get Wentz back, you still lose an offensive lineman that you desperately need. And that itself is probably the biggest injury because I don't think they can recover with losing a lineman.
Yeah,
not this day and age.
Their first 5 games are against Seattle, the Rams, the Titans, the Dolphins, and the Ravens. Not easy wins. So they could be 0-5.
Their easiest game is probably Miami, and that is not going to be easy if Tua displays growth.
Yeah. And realize Nelson's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's been in the league 3 years and a 3-time first-team All-Pro. So it's not like he's not a very good offensive lineman. He's one of the best guards in the league.
Yeah, and he's probably the most important player on the offense, to be honest with you.
So there's been a lot of talk.
Say Wentz is.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about possibly replacing Wentz for the time being. And a few names that have been thrown out there. Phillip Rivers. So he's decided he may want to come back. I don't think that's a realistic one because I don't think he wants to do it early in the year. He's more the, hey, end of the season type of if you need me. But he went 11-5 with them last year, 4,100 yards passing, 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. I'm going to throw a name.
That's the good option.
I'm going to throw another name out there, though.
Oh, I have 4 of them on my list here.
How about one Mr. Andrew Luck?
Yeah.
Could come back. He could come back.
I think that's more realistic than Rivers.
And then the one that has sparked a lot of controversy is Nick Foles. So the thing is, Nick Foles, obviously with Frank Reich, the Philadelphia season, 2017, being the Patriots, the run they made. But Carson Wentz lost his job because of Foles, realistically. You want to do it again.
Imagine if he did it again. Oh, my God. That would be funny. Hey, why not? Like, crazier things have happened. It's better than the list of free agents that are still available.
Yes.
Like, because you're talking Alex Smith, you'd have to lure him out of retirement.
He's not coming back.
Right, he's not back. But there's Blake Bortles, Josh McCown, and Robert Griffith.
The third,
Those are the 3 guys out of the crap that's left. Those are the 3 guys really that they're going to probably have to sign. They're going to have to sign one of those.
They're optimistic Wentz will be back. They better be because there's not a lot of solid options. And we don't even know what Wentz is going to be anyway. So let's not – now he's losing some time as well, which is going to hurt him. So from a team chemistry standpoint, probably the worst time for him to get hurt.
I just eliminate them from the playoff picture. That's what I know. Unless you're bringing back somebody Rivers who was here last year, I don't think they make a run. Because I don't even think even if Luck was to be the guy, you're talking a couple of years now. Yeah, and they're not going to – They're not going to get him in game ready, and not anytime soon. So we'll have to see how this all turns out. But tough, no pun intended, break for the Colts. Oh,
hey, I had to do it, buddy. Let's move on to the NBA where so much has happened this week. And let's look at some
a circus.
Oh, it's unreal. So we'll just go through some of the lists of the teams and some of the players they picked up, and then if you have anybody else you want to add. But Sneaky pick there with the Nets just picked up Patty Mills and they re-signed Blake Griffin. Patty Mills, very good player.
Yes, he is, and he's displayed Olympics.
Yeah, and he doesn't need all the shots in the world, so it's not like those three guys he's going to take shots away. I think very good piece for them. Definitely keeps them in the contention for championship.
So I got a question for you. Okay, Durant. Now, where was Durant's game during the NBA that he's displaying in the Olympics right now? That's all. That's really the question.
Again, it depends. Well, again, you think about what he had to do is you got a bum. You broke down Harden, and then you had no Kyrie. He got how many superstars around him now? So I think it just makes his life a little easier. So he's able to just focus on one thing and not have to be the complete scorer.
I'm just saying that he looks like the player of the past, not the guy that wasn't putting in the effort every day in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think he was frustrated with the situation. Those guys getting hurt. I don't think, again, knowing what we know about Durant, he wants the easy ride. And it wasn't so easy when those guys got hurt. So,
ooh, there's a shot. But we don't care. We take him on anybody.
Right? No stone unturned.
I mean, I just called him a dog, basically. But
so this was a big signing. So the Bulls really made some noise. DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, and Alex Caruso. So three very good players. Obviously, Ball is going to be able to distribute and get them running and rolling. DeMar DeRozan, who's experienced. They got Zach LaVine, who's an up and coming superstar who's in the Olympics now. So really, really think they did well, the Bulls.
Oh, they went above and beyond. Like, I did not expect Chicago to first of all go after Ball.
Yeah, that was a shock.
And get him. I mean, just to get him over other teams was amazing. They get some nice players that they signed, and I think they're going to be a team to consider, to maybe possibly push for maybe fourth or fifth in a conference.
Yeah, and they picked up Vucevic, I believe, from Orlando.
Yes.
During the trade. So they've got like 5 solid players. Their starting 5 is very, very good. Let's look at the Lakers here. Carmelo Anthony, Trevor Ariza, and Malik Monk.
Like, who didn't they sign? Like, they just went out and signed. They re-signed Dwight Howard also.
Dwight Howard.
What is he, like 50 now? I
think the average age is like 35 to 37, somewhere in there for that team right now.
Yeah, like Houston Tucker, they signed, and they signed like everybody. Like, there's a list of 6-7 players that they signed already. Again, we keep talking about this, the age factor. Like, it obviously didn't do anything for Brooklyn. And it didn't do anything for the Lakers last season. So what's going to be different? And we know that, I don't know, Carmelo Anthony, look, is he still like the guy that has to have the ball all the time and without as much talent as he had? Because he's lost a few steps. He's not the player he was maybe 3 years ago. Like, I mean, you almost didn't even hear about him all year this past season.
Yeah, no, I don't know. There's so many question marks with the Lakers at this point. We're just going to have to wait and see how it all turns out with them. The team, I think, made the most noise and probably definitely put themselves in front. I believe Miami Heat. So they got Kyle Lowry, re-signed Duncan Robinson, picked up PJ Tucker from the Bucks. Sneaky Victor Oladipo re-signed with them. If he can stay healthy, he's a 20 guy. He's a 20-10 guy. That's sneaky. And they re-upped Jimmy Butler for 4 more years. that
Yes.
team is going to be wrecking with.
Yeah, well, even if you just say they got Lowry, Miami can beat somebody. They can easily squeeze into that top 4 and win a couple of rounds. Like if they draw well, like that team can win. And we know what they did to Milwaukee years ago. That just Lowry alone makes a world of a difference for this team. It gives them another option that they sorely needed against Milwaukee this year and didn't have it. If they had Lowry this year, we might be talking about a different team winning the NBA championship.
I truly think they're one of the top 3 teams in the East now with all those moves. I just can't see it any other way.
Yeah.
But the New York Knicks signed a couple of Boston Celtics players. So Evan Fournier, Kemba Walker, re-signed Derrick Rose. It's solid. I still don't think they're as good as I think they re-upped Randall as well. So Randall, 4-year deal. I'm still not sold on the Knicks. I thought they played over their heads last year.
Miami moved ahead of them easily.
Yes, absolutely.
So, again, this is a step back. So they didn't win having home court advantage in their first series, I believe. They got bounced in the first series, correct?
Yep, lost to the Hawks.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yep, lost to the Hawks.
So the 4 seed, Hawks were the 5 seed. So if they're going to be to the 5th seed now, there's no way they take a step ahead. There's no way. They take a step behind. And I'm not even sure, depending on the other teams behind them, how much they improve. Because you got to think, really, should they have been ahead of the Celtics last year? No. So you're now moving them down maybe 2 spots. Atlanta Hawks. What are they going to do? So we're looking at some teams that might pass them up, and they might find themselves not even in the playoffs, especially if we think they played better than what they were supposed to.
The defending Western Conference champions, the Phoenix Suns, re-signed Chris Paul, JaVale McGee, good pickup, again playing in the Olympics right now, and then re-signed Cameron Payne, who showed a lot in the playoffs that he's a quality backup for Chris Paul. Are they still contenders in the West?
I would say, as of right now, I would say so, because nobody's really moved themselves up, or for that matter. Except for maybe the Lakers. You would have to think that their signings, they have to be better. I think that, but they should have been better last year anyway.
Yeah.
So, I don't see them moving from where they are right now yet, unless there's a big signing. Like Dallas proved, getting Tim Hardaway Jr., which was a good pickup for them. But it's still not enough. They need another star, and then you can start talking about Dallas. But nobody else really. Portland they got a couple of good players, Nell and Powell.
They re-signed most of their guys. Yeah, re-signed their guys. Powell re-signed.
Yeah, so they're doing what they have to stay around. It's just a question: are they gonna during the offseason?
And I still think Damian Lillard. It's still not a guarantee he's staying. So they may lose Damian Lillard.
Right.
So I don't know. The West is still open to me. I think the Lakers are injury prone. LeBron came out, tweeted that he's a little upset that all the haters, but you can't go based off of anything but facts that they've missed some time. These guys have missed time.
Right.
Anthony Davis has missed time. LeBron James has missed time. So everything that everybody's saying about the Lakers legitimately is true. It's not like we're putting, they never get hurt. They've been hurt.
No. Will Simpson Kleenex, over the weekend.
We'll have to get Sports Unfolded embroidered tissues, and we can mail them out to some people.
Exactly.
I think I like that. I like that idea. We can't go without at least talking about the home team.
Wait,
go
wait,
ahead.
wait. Before we even go home team, I do have to say Houston, huge signing, Daniel Tice. That dude got $4 million a year. Did he get
Is that
$4
insane?
million a year?
But when he was with Boston, we loved that guy.
I did. I liked him.
He was a
I
high
think-
energy guy.
I
And
wish
we
they
were
kept
upset
him.
when they got rid of him.
I was, and you can
so-
see why.
But they did bring back Enes Kanter, has re-signed with the Boston Celtics. So that was their one big free agent splash. 2019, when he was with Boston, he averaged 8 points and 7.4 rebounds. Last year with Portland, 11.2 points and 11 rebounds. That's the Enes Kanter we need. Not quite sure. If that's what we get, I'm happy with it. If we get the 8 points and 7 rebound guy, I don't want him again.
Yeah, I guess some news for you.
I'm getting the 8 and 7, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, it's figures.
You are.
But
Like we all.
But how excited are you about them possibly bringing back Isaiah Thomas? What are they doing? Let's bring a guy. He played 3 games last year for the Pelicans. 3. What is Boston thinking right now?
You know,
How's that?
Well, he lit it up. He lit it up during those 3 games, though, didn't he?
What are we doing?
I don't know.
What are they doing?
But,
this
look,
team
this is what we discussed when Danny Ainge was out. We had the same thing. Yeah, we had the same thing.
Which we will discuss in our face-off. Let's move on to the Olympics. So the U.S. women's national soccer team beat Australia 4-3 to take home the bronze medal. Was this a disappointing finish for the team?
Well, I mean, it's not gold. I mean,
that's good.
Am I disappointed?
Good analysis here.
Look. You know, I mean, they've been in it for so long, so I guess yes, it's a disappointment. But I'm not going to get on this team. I'm not going to get on them. You know, they've done something that men's soccer has never done for us. Period. I still believe that this women's team would probably still beat the men's team. you know,
you're probably right on that one.
It's they got the bronze. Like, hey, kudos
I know,
to
it's a medal.
Canada for beating them. You know, I mean, it happens. But you know, I still believe in the system that they've developed, and they just got beat this time.
Yeah,
like,
it
was eventually going to happen.
We got to realize the age of some of the players. They've been playing for quite some time, and you know, it's probably time, you know, to get a new, young, fresh faces in there to try to, you know, start this legacy again. I mean, they did win gold in 96, 04, 08, 2012. And then 2019, they won the World Cup. So, yeah, again, you know, they've done a lot for the country. So, you know, again, I think the only thing that was disheartening to me was that you heard they weren't really in it for the Canadian game, and that surprised me because, you know, that team just seems like they've always been one of those high energy, go get them type of teams. So. Again, it happens to the best of them, but hey, bronze is better than no medal.
Well, didn't they only score like 2 goals in the tournament? I mean, like they played like 0-0 ties a couple of times. It's, you know, they just couldn't score goals. They didn't have the legs to get up the field, and that has a lot to do with the age, and we know that. But like, if you were the coach, would you do anything differently? Probably not. I mean, like, those women can coach themselves at this point. You know, it's like there's nothing you can do. When the legs go, they go. Like, that's just it. So I'm proud of them for getting the bronze. I am.
No, good call. So the medal count currently, the U.S. has 98 total, 31 gold, 36 silver, 31 bronze. It's pretty impressive.
It is.
China leads with 36 gold medals, but only 79 total. U.S. swimmer Khalid Pressel, 5 golds. That's pretty good. How about Allison Felix, who won her 10th medal to become the most decorated woman in track and field? So I think she's won a medal every year since 2004.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
There's so many great stories.
Yes. Yep. We still got the women's basketball, the men's basketball. But the swimming, the track and field, you can see our dominance. Water polo. So a lot of dominance with the U.S. sports. We were just talking about it before the show, how, just impressive the gap is between the medals for the United States. Like they've put a good team out there.
Yeah, literally half ago, it was only a 2-medal lead for the United States over China. It's ballooned.
Triple play time, and I know how excited you were about this one. So we're going to discuss the Josh Allen situation in a minute.
Find triple.
So before we discuss the Josh Allen in Buffalo, we're going to talk about the other 3 quarterbacks in the AFC East. And just want to know, of these 3, who would you start, bench, and cut? So Cam Newton, Tua Tagovailoa, and Zach Wilson. Those are your 3. Sure. Who you starting, who you benching, and who you cutting. And you already told me you wanted to cut more than one. And you can't do that.
Yeah.
You're stuck with him.
I want to bench 1 and cut 2. Can we please put Josh Allen in this? Oh, my Lord. Oh, all right. So I guess I'm first today, right?
You are first.
Okay, so I'm going to start Tua, I guess.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to start Tua. I just think he's got talent. You just hope he puts it together. Really, I just have more confidence in him than anybody else that's in this list. So I'm gonna start Tua. I am gonna bench Cam Newton. It's hard to believe that I'm actually cutting somebody other than Newton, but I have to go with what my gut tells me. And from day one, when the Jets drafted this guy, Zach Wilson he's going to be a bust. And because first of all, he's on the Jets. So I cut him. And yeah, I have no confidence in Zach Wilson. So I would be a hypocrite if I was to keep him, under what I said previously on.
Gotcha. So we saw this a little different.
I'm sure we did.
So I would start Cam Newton, just based on the fact that the leadership, he's a running threat. It gives you a little more. I'm actually going to bench. This one surprised me, Zach Wilson, because the unknown. I don't know what he is yet. And I'd rather have him on my bench. So I'm cutting Tua. And the reason why I'm cutting Tua, A, injury prone, and B, he couldn't beat out Fitzpatrick. He was struggling to beat out Fitzpatrick last year. And the Dolphins are putting a lot of hope that he's going to turn it around this year. But overall, I mean, his numbers weren't overwhelming by any stretch of the imagination. I don't know. I think we have enough sample size of him to say that we don't know we know what he is. We don't know what Zach Wilson is yet.
I'm hoping that Tua did a lot of learning and soul searching and the whole bit. And I think he's going to have a pretty decent year. I mean, he really doesn't have the team for it, to be honest with you. And I know he's got some talent there, but I don't think that offense is really set up yet. But like he'll put up some decent numbers. Like I'm still going to say like Cam Newton might have it than him, but talent-wise, I'd rather have Tua. I'd rather have Tua in New England than Cam in New England.
I just can't believe you said anything nice about Cam Newton.
I know. Go figure. But look at the choices you gave me.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it wasn't much to pick from. But I still think Tua is talented, and I think if he was in New England, he'd have a better year.
Once again, if you're joining us, we're live on Rhode Island Broadcasting. We're on every Friday night at 6 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. At Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter. At Broadcasting RI on Twitter. sports_unfolded on Instagram, and then listen to us on our podcast on Anchor, Google, and Spotify. So many different ways to watch, listen. Appreciate all the support. And let's just continue to roll. So we're going to talk about the other quarterback now in the AFC East, and that's Josh Allen, who just came to terms today with a 6-year, $258 million deal, $150 million guaranteed. Do you feel like the Buffalo Bills made the right move here?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, first of all, who else are you going to have? Who else? Who else is there? There's nobody available right now. You're not going to get anything better than Josh Allen right now, right? Unless you pull trade for Aaron Rodgers. We'll said the other guy. Like that's basically it. You have Josh Allen. That's what you got. He's still the best quarterback in the division.
So let me ask you this though: he's played for 3 years. Would you say he's been good? All 3 years?
No.
So you're banking on one good season, which he got them to the AFC Championship game, absolutely tanked, and you're investing 6 years in this guy.
Yeah.
It's a tricky call. I think the kid, I think he's got a lot of talent, but I'm not sure exactly if he's going to be the next great thing.
Don't get me wrong. Like, do I think he's going to be, the guy that's going to get him to win a Super Bowl? No, I don't see that. Is he going to be any better than he was this past season? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but not much more than that. But that is good enough to win a Super Bowl if you surround him with Super Bowl talent.
Yep.
I think just got to get him that talent, and I don't think Buffalo will ever truly invest everything into it.
Yeah, I mean, once they got Diggs, gave him a legitimate wide receiver, you saw a difference. But again, we'll have to see. His first 2 years definitely turnover prone. We'll have to see again what happens. But we're going to move on to the home team here because Jarrett Stidham of the New England Patriots underwent back surgery and will be out at least 12 weeks. How does this change the competition in the quarterbacks for the quarterbacks in New England?
Okay, it doesn't. It doesn't change anything.
Really? Okay.
I would still think he would be the fourth guy because they're not. I mean, they're going to have their veteran guy that's there really to coach as the number 3. So there's no way there's no way he beats out Mac Jones or Cam Newton. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. And I will even go further in saying I'm not sure this is an actual injury.
I could agree with you on that. Knowing New England the way we know New England.
I think New England wants to keep him so that way maybe another team doesn't pick him up, and they want to keep him and tuck him away for the year. And
so the interesting thing, though,
doing it.
This is the only reason why I disagree with you on one aspect of it. I mean, I agree with you with the injury thing and makes sense. Keep them around. You don't lose them. But I also think that it was going to put a little more pressure on Mac to have to be better in practice, to have to learn, right? That part of it. Listen, he's going to beat out Brian Hoyer. Brian Hoyer is not there to play quarterback for the New England Patriots. He's there to be in that quarterback room and teach him the ins and outs of the NFL. So I think he needed Jarrett Stidham. I don't think Jarrett Stidham was any better than the third string quarterback on this team. But it would have helped Mac's development if he was there currently, just to at least push him. And that's the part of it where I think it hurts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much that hurts because he's got Cam Newton over there. So he's more worried about Cam Newton going to beat him out. I don't think Stidham mattered at all. And like I said, there's no way they were going to keep Stidham and get rid of Hoyer because Hoyer is going to be their coach.
How do you get rid of a guy who in the 2 years has thrown for 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 picks? I don't get it. tore it up, bro. He's just an animal. So a couple other big injuries in the NFC East. So we got to keep an eye on this. So rookie wide receiver Devonte Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles and Kenny Golladay of the New York Giants, both are expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks. How does this impact the NFC East?
It doesn't. If it's only 2 to 3 weeks, they'll be back by week 1. I mean, unless it's like a sprain, like a high ankle sprain could last into like the full season. It could hamper their speed. But if it's not anything like that, I don't see it really mattering.
So the thing I looked at though is again Devonte Smith, rookie, hasn't been with the team, right? Trying to learn a system.
Yeah, that could
Kenny Golladay now and was with Detroit last year. New team, trying to learn the system. That hurts them. That puts them behind. That gives the moves now for the Washington football team and the Dallas Cowboys to try to, obviously I don't think Philly was involved in this, but the Giants I felt was a legitimate contender to win the NFC East. This may hurt them.
Yeah, I don't know how much it's going to hurt them. What is it going to do? Maybe get a false start here or there in the first couple of games. I mean, that's about it. I mean, it's not going to really do. Look,
you're extremely optimistic today.
He's a talented receiver. He's not going to do anything stupid to really hamper his growth.
You've taken
it's
some
like,
happy pills.
I'm going to run, and I'm going to catch the ball. That's what's
happy pills today. You had to have. Because there is you're never this nice. I don't get it.
Because these are the options you're giving me.
I'm giving
now,
you.
If you're saying it's a quarterback or a lineman, those are more susceptible to missing time if you're a rookie or new on a team. Gotcha. Receiver, I don't think it's a big deal for a receiver.
All right, we'll have to see how this all plays out. Make sure you tune in September 7th. We're going to do our NFL preview show. We'll be joined by Kenny, who formerly was with the wrestling bench, so we're looking forward to that as well. Let's move on to the NHL in a very strange story. San Jose Shark winger Evander Kane has had a rough week, to say the least. So first, he's being accused of betting on his own games that he played in. And it has also been learned that there's a lot of friction between him and the team, his teammates. They don't like playing with him. They did an exit poll as an organization and basically said he was the biggest culprit of some of the locker room issues and the team issues. Well, how do you think things are going to line up with Kane? What happens with this guy?
They're going to release him. I think they're going to flat out release him.
That's a big chunk of change, though. Do they not get a cap hit $7 million a year?
It could get. It's a possibility it could get waived because I know you have like those kind of clauses, for like the NFL, if they're doing stuff detrimental to the football team, there might be something in the clauses in the CBA. So I don't know. I don't know what or if there is anything like that, but I mean, there's rumblings that they're going to just get rid of him, and I think his career is pretty much over. When you're betting on your own games.
Well, that's allegations right now. So that's allegations.
Right,
if it comes out to be true, that's a different story. But I mean, again, he's a estranged wife, or they're getting a divorce.
Right.
We don't know the whole story behind it.
No, we don't.
So I'm not saying we're not saying he did it. But if he did, absolutely, he should be gone. He should be banned from hockey. But continue.
The whole thing with the players, that means a lot. Look, like players, like most of the players in the league pretty much like everybody. Except for like certain players on certain teams, of course, there's rivalries and stuff like that. Like there's no Bruin is going to say that they like a Montreal Canadian player. Like it's not going to happen. Yeah, well, they suck. But for the most part, players really respect each other. And when you get that much of an outcry from one team about one player, that's not a good thing. And I don't think there's a team out there that wants to risk bringing in a player that is going to have that effect with other players.
So let me ask you this, though, because we've seen this in the past with players who've had histories but are good players get chances. He did lead the team in points, so 49 points, I believe he led the team. He's still got some talent. That's my question, though. Do you think, if the allegations of betting are false, do you not think maybe a different place with new teammates could be the difference for him because he still has some talent?
It depends on the team. But 49 points, if I'm a GM, that's not enough points for me to take a chance on. It's not enough. Like that is not like Timu Solani, it's not Mark Messier, oh my God, he's a disgruntled player, we'll give him a shot. No.
Yeah.
No, that's not what this is. This is a player, 49 points, what? A point every 2 games. I don't know. I'm just
throwing it out there, buddy. I'm just throwing it out there. So
I don't think there's a team that does it.
So there's some major news in the soccer world.
Oh, football.
Football, yes. So Lionel Messi, 10-time La Liga champion, will not be returning to Barcelona after they had already said they had agreed to a contract.
Yep.
He's had 474 goals for the team. I believe he started when he was very young, I think 16. Now he's in talks with Paris Saint-Germain, who isn't part of the league, to actually sign with them. But the reason why I want to bring this up, because we try to cover all sports, but do you think this is as big as Tom Brady leaving the New England Patriots, if you think about that
oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
It's probably even bigger.
Look. Soccer is worshipped by every areas. Country. Like those people, like they would die when players leave, like physically die. Okay, these are people that brawl in the stands. If their team loses, they riot. Yeah. Oh my God! And that's just a regular season game. Like this is way bigger than Tom Brady leaving the Patriots. Way bigger. It's not. It's like getting a 3.0 earthquake to a 9.0. That's the extent of it. I mean, like this is huge.
It's going to shock the soccer world.
He's one of the best players in the world.
Ever. He could legitimately consider one of the best ever. So, it's crazy to think about it. That again, he's been there so long and done so much for the team, and yet somehow they can't figure out the finances to make it work.
Yeah, because they probably said, "Hey, well, just sign with us. We'll give you twice as much." Okay, I'm not going to sign with you guys.
Yeah. I mean, originally there was a deal on the table. They said they had a 5-year deal. They was ready to go, and then something happened, and all of a sudden Barcelona said they couldn't afford it. So it's going to be interesting.
Somebody said they wanted to give them more.
Yeah. Let's see let's see how their fans react. That's where I really want to see how the fans react. That's not going to be pretty.
No, it's
not.
And
it's that time.
It's that time.
That time, baby. Pick and roll, baby.
Pick
and roll.
And roll.
So we're going to rank these 5 Major League Baseball teams with their trade deadlines. I feel like you're not ready.
The Dodgers, right? The
we
Giants.
Got the yes.
Yankees.
Yes.
Red Sox.
Yeah.
And Mets, right?
Very good. Good job.
I remember the teams.
Oh, boy. I'm glad I give you this stuff ahead of time.
Yeah, well, I pay attention.
So
I already had my list.
All right, you're up first.
Oh, I'm up.
You are, sir.
Okay. All right. So we counting the worst of the trade decisions to the best trades, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So number 5, I have the Giants.
What? No.
Yeah, they did.
I cannot. Go.
Look, they made some deals. I don't think
You're
they
out
were
of control.
the deals they needed to make to win. They didn't do enough.
Right.
They didn't do
I'm
enough.
going to try to keep my mouth
So I
shut.
had them
Okay.
at number 5.
All right.
And they were close to number 4, which is I put the Boston Red Sox. They did pick up an outfielder, which I like. They will put him at first base, which I don't like. But at least they got that big bat. That bat is going to be needed. Because you have to have the offense in that division. Because if not, then you're dead in the water, which they are right now anyway. But number 3, I have the Yankees, and I put them at number 3. Look, I love the deals. Normally, I probably would have put them at number 1, but they were so far back. I still am skeptical that they can make that run up, although I say they are. But I'm being a pessimist right now because I don't.
Wow.
So I put them at number 3. Great deals.
Yep.
It just might be too late.
Now.
It just might be too late.
Okay, I got you.
Number 2, I have the Mets because of just one player. That one player. Now you have that soft defense right up the middle. You're gonna the double plays. They're gonna be turning them like the best that you've seen in a long time. I think that team was solid up the middle. I still would have liked to see them get a pitcher, but I think they did enough to compete with the Dodgers, which I had at number 1 because ran away with it. I mean, the trade was just so ridiculous. And I'll let you explain the players because I don't want to give too much away because I know you're going to go into numbers and all that stuff. But eyeball test, if the Dodgers don't win the World Series this year, it's laughable. Laughable.
Similar to that list you just had. Laughable. What are you thinking?
Really good. I think it's
that was horrible.
It's not horrible.
That was one of your worst pick and rolls ever.
Look, you'll watch.
Okay.
The Giants are not going to stay in first place because of it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. The Red Sox are going to stay there, but they didn't do enough. I think they're going to stay in playoff contention.
Okay.
So Mets, Dodgers, I mean, Yankees are flat in the middle. They got to try to get back into it.
All right. Are you ready for a real list, or I mean, is it just you ready?
No, yeah, go ahead. You can try, but it's not going to be right.
So at number 5 has to be the Boston Red Sox because you're correct. They picked up an outfielder, Kyle Schwarber, who has yet to play for them. He's still injured, so he's not even playing. They've lost 5 of the last 6. They're in the wild card now because Tampa Bay's jumped ahead of them. They're 2.5 games up in the wild card right now.
Yep.
They're going to lose their spot. They're coming back to earth. The Mets at number 4. So Baez, very good defensively.
God, really?
Hold on. Very good defensively. In the 6 games he's been in New York, he's batting 160 with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. They've lost their last 3 games. Currently are only
how home runs?
Hold on. 2 home runs.
How many home runs?
2. He's batting 160. And hold on.
That'll come up.
Which we will do in our prediction. They're only 1.5 games ahead of Philly, and they're playing them this week. They could very easily be in second place after this weekend. At number 3, the San Francisco Giants.
At number 1. I mean, this is laughable.
The San Francisco Giants. This is not laughable because I've got numbers to back them up. Chris Bryant is batting 333 in 5 games. San Francisco's won their last 3 games. He's making an impact.
They didn't even need a third game. They needed a pitcher.
At least they got a player that's actually playing on the team currently and not a guy who's not even playing for him that you said eventually when he gets in, they'll get his bat. They don't even know what's going on with him. So, at number 2, agree with you. The Dodgers, great pickup with Scherzer. Turner's still not playing yet, so that's the only piece of it. But he looked good. They're still 3.5 back of the Giants.
If they only got Scherzer, all that mattered. I mean, come on.
He's still
That's
3.5. Who else is pitching for him, though? They've got no other pitches.
Oh Are you
Kershaw's
serious?
out. Bauer's probably done for the year. They're in trouble. Hill was out at the beginning of the year. Rick, thanks for joining us. Could easily bat 342. I don't even know, Rick. How many home runs, Rick? At number one, yes, the New York Yankees. Not because I'm a homer.
Oh, come on.
Rizzo.
Oh, yes, it is
Rizzo.
exactly that's why.
It is not. Rizzo's batting 333 with 3 home runs.
Yeah.
Gallo's struggling, but he finally hit a home run yesterday. But they're only 1.5 back of Oakland for the wild card. They've made up. They made up 3 games since this pickup to get back into the wild card. So they're going to make the wild card.
They're still going to have a problem. Look, I told you that they were going to jump over somebody. I told you that. Last week, I said that they would make the playoffs. And
Red Sox are falling. Yankees are jumping. Red Sox are not making the playoffs.
Oh, my God. You're out of your mind.
They're not making the playoffs. They're already behind Tampa. They're 2.5 ahead of New York right now. 2.5.
We know Tampa cave.
2.5.
Like, we know they're going to cave because they
2.5.
gave away their bullpen.
Rick hit four home runs in the farm league.
Yeah.
He was also playing against farm animals. So from that standpoint, you can't really count it. There was no actual players.
He might have been playing against the Yankees pitching staff.
I think that was T-ball. That might have been T-ball. Oh, boy. So if you're joining us, we're live. We're on Rhode Island Broadcasting. We're on every Friday night at 6 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. At Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter. At Broadcasting RI on Twitter. Sports_Unfolded on Instagram. And our podcast on Anchor, Google, and Spotify. So we got, in your opinion, which football player is best in the world? Leo Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar. There's some very good names. I am a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan. I believe in Cristiano Ronaldo is probably one of my favorite players. Ron, any opinion on that?
Well, Messi is probably the guy that I would say has been the best. But I kind of leaning towards Neymar right now. He's going to be the guy.
He is. They're all very good players. I mean, that's a great question. Thank you for asking. Fun fact, one purchaser watched me over the Yankees games yesterday. Oh, yeah? Nice. Ron, it's face-off time.
But then they left. They couldn't stay away for long.
They couldn't. They could only so much wrestling.
I don't even know what the face-off is.
I can't with you.
So,
so the face-off is, did the Boston Celtics make the right move by making Brad Stevens president of basketball operations? One of us has to be for this move, and one of us has to be against this move.
Oh, I already know what I'm going to get.
I don't know. If anybody wants to chime in, who should be for and who should be against? Cristiano Ronaldo is Christian. He might. I don't know what you're doing, Rick. Ron, which one do you want? I'll let you pick it. You want for or against?
Do you want me to go for?
Whatever you want.
Because I'm assuming that's what
Ron's against.
That's what Knucklehead. Yeah. Oh, against.
Ron, you're against. Eric for. All right. So I'm for them making the move. So I'm saying it's the right move.
Of course. Of course. Of course. All right, so I got to go first. Or
hold on, we got a question. So he's at. They're asking about Major League Soccer and is it becoming popular in the United States? It's growing. It's not as popular. They still need to get players. There was a rumor Messi may try to do it.
Thanks to Team USA Women that made soccer more popular in the United States.
So we'll have to see. It's not as popular as our most popular sports in the United States is still football, and that's American football, not soccer. So yeah, we're still there. But you're for this? Oh, you're against this.
No, I'm against them making him the president of operations, right?
Operations, and you started off, and then it's a free for all for 2 minutes. You're up.
All right. So first of all, being against this, like I was against it anyway from the start. That's why I figured I'd be for. Look, I said before that they're going to get the thing of what we would get with Danny Ainge. No moves, none of this, nothing good coming in. And this is what we're getting. Nobody's getting signed. Nobody good coming in. Yes, we got rid of Kemba Walker, and we got Al Horford again back.
So let me ask you this question.
It's the same.
I'm going to ask you this question. Hold on. Who coached the players last year?
Yes, this is exactly my point.
Okay, hold on. Who coached the players last year?
The only positive of this, is
he knows those players better than anybody else. He's been in that locker room. He knows those players. He knows who can and can't perform.
You're right.
That's why he's making moves to free up money for next year. But I also still think he's going to get rid of Marcus Smart, who has not been what we needed him to be in Boston.
He couldn't solve the problem when he was a coach, and now he's not going to solve the problem when he's the president of operations. He hasn't.
But who put him in this position
since there? Yep.
Who put them in this position? Danny Ainge.
The Boston Celtics. Yeah. Well,
you
another bad move by Danny Ainge.
Man,
look, you get rid of Ainge and you get another Ainge. You get Ainge Jr. That's what you got. You got Ainge
2.0.
He's doing the same thing. He's doing the same thing. Look, who have they signed? Who have they signed? What
did they do? He got Kemba Walker, who shouldn't have been on that team because they were trying to replace. Danny Ainge made bad moves. He's not making bad moves and signing guys with bad knees who can't play.
Yeah, so but he was not smart. Doing anything. He's.
They don't have money right now.
The boat. They don't have money. They need to get that. They need to.
So that's what he's
working
on now. He's getting a lot of expiring contract. All the trades and all the small moves he made is to get rid of expiring contracts. So next year they have money.
Next year doesn't matter. It doesn't matter next year. This is Boston. This is not. Oh well, next year. Oh, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. It's like we need to do something now.
07. They've stunk for years now. 18 years they haven't won again.
Right. Exactly. They want
14 years. Done. I don't even know my math. 14.
Look, if people are saying they're one player away, get that player. You missed the boat. He fell asleep at the wheel. Nothing has been done. Nothing's going to get done. So we're in another lost season where we have to watch Tatum and Brown play. Sometimes they will be up for a game. Sometimes they won't. That's what we're going to get. We're going to get a mediocre season again. And it's not even mediocre because it's below par.
So let me ask you this question. Who should they have gotten?
They could have gone out and got pretty much anybody that has been signed. Like, why not go get Kyle Lowry? Why not?
They didn't have the money. They didn't have the money for it. They couldn't get him.
So it's up to him to get that money. So you could have.
Listen,
you got rid of Walker.
All right, so you get another guy that's 36. You're going to get another aging star. How does that help you?
This is what we discussed before because you have those two young players. You need a guy that can guide them. That's the
Michael
problem.
B. Jordan, yes. Michael B. Jordan from Space Jams 2. I know Ron really liked that. He enjoyed that.
Why
movie.
not try to go after Chris Paul?
We never even talked about Space Jam 2.
That's okay. We'll leave it. And if you wanted to go younger, why didn't you go after, like
I would have agreed with Ball, but again, Ball, $20 million a year, couldn't afford him. But listen, they need Robert Williams to be that third guy now. That kid's got to step up this year.
Well, again,
that's that key.
He's done
they
nothing.
Need that guy to be a 15
like
and 10.
Just like Danny Ainge did. Trade deadline. Danny Ainge. Oh, he brings in Fournier. Woo,
clearly won that argument as usual.
No, he clearly lost that argument.
And Rick already knows you loved Space Jams 2. You're going to do it on Haven Shine as one of the reviews. I really feel like you should.
I might actually do that too. Actually,
Robin Williams did step up and Flubber. Maybe that's what they need. They got to get that stuff from Flubber and Celtics.
And it was a C- at best.
Let's go on to our predictions. So
Please.
I won last week.
Stop talking
The
about those
Astros and the Dodgers split. And then the Giants did beat the Astros, as I predicted. So this week, we got on 8-7. The U.S. men's basketball team is facing France for the gold medal. Now, France early in this tournament beat United States. It was one of their first losses early in the tournament.
Yes. Yes. And your point is they lost before? Okay. So
I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there. The suspense is in the air now. I said it. You can't just go into
USA
the
by
movie.
30. USA by 30. 30.
All right.
Mark it down.
I'm not going 30, but I'll agree with you on that.
And I will go as far as saying Durant is going to get at least 50.
You're insane. I can't with you. Your predictions, I don't even know what you're doing anymore. 8-6. Got the San Francisco Giants at Milwaukee. It's a 3-game series. Both teams currently in first place.
Mm-hmm. Currently. Hey, who are the Dodgers playing that weekend? Do you know?
I do not.
Because the Dodgers, this is where they can take over first
like
place.
You said last week, the Dodgers make their move, and it didn't happen. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm going Milwaukee, 2-1.
All right, I'm going San Fran because they're still hot.
Yeah.
Chris Bryant making a difference.
Yep.
This could be for the NL East. New York Mets at Philly. It's a 3-game series.
Mets.
I'm going Phillies. They're
2
hot.
games, 1.
All right. What about on 8-12? We've got NFL football. It's back. Washington football team at the New England Patriots.
Can they get a name, please?
Next year.
See, they're going to lose the game just because they don't have a name. They don't have a name.
I'm going to pick the Pats as well. Mac Jones is going to go off.
Hey. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely Pats.
So we'll see Mac. We'll see how that goes. All right. If you enjoyed the show, tune in next week as we break down the Patriots' first preseason game. We'll go over some of the stats and some of the highlights. More baseball talk in the playoff race, and we'll see if Ron's prediction comes true as the Dodgers take over.
Bank on it.
So we'll talk about it next week. Our face-off next week, we'll discuss should the Philadelphia 76ers trade Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. So it's been rumored that both players are on the table. Should they trade them?
Really?
One of us has to be for them trading them.
Nothing better than that. Can't we discuss have an argument about something in the Olympics as it winds down?
We'll see. Maybe I can make something happen.
Okay.
Just for you. Yeah. Once again, if you join us, we're on Rhode Island Broadcast, and we're on every Friday night at 6 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. At Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter. At Broadcasting RI on Twitter. Sports_Unfolded on Instagram. And our podcast on Anchor, Google, and Spotify. So many different ways to watch us. Don't forget to check out our show, our new show, The Wrestling Den. It's on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. with Rick and Nick. Rick has been pleasant enough to join us, so thank you for that. And as we always do, our final thought is our last segment of the show. It can be about anything, doesn't necessarily have to be sports related. But Ron, you're up first. Your final thought.
Okay, so my final thought is a really quick one. But we have a fan, Saria, which, I assume you remember the name. She's from Indonesia. And I have to give my final thought to those Indonesia women that beat China in badminton doubles to win gold for Indonesia.
Awesome.
Now, Indonesia doesn't win many medals, but China is a powerhouse in badminton, table tennis, and yada yada yada. And they were the heavy favorites, and the Indonesian women basically routed them. I watched that match, and it was unbelievable how the women stepped up for Indonesia, winning gold, and beating the powerhouse Chinese team. It was really a wonderful story. It's not just about our country that has great stories. It is all over the place. Every country has these stories. So I just wanted to basically acknowledge them for beating the Chinese.
No, that was awesome. No, awesome. So my final thought is on, again, even being a Yankee fan, this particular commentator, it's always, when I watch a Red Sox game, it's always nice to hear his voice. He calls baseball so well. Jerry Remy is once again having to step away from the Red Sox to receive treatment for lung cancer. This is his fourth time that he's had to do this. He stepped away in 2008, 2013, and 2017. I just want to wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully everything goes well. Even as a Yankees fan, I enjoy listening to him. I think Jerry, he does a great job for the Red Sox. And it's just a shame that he has to go through this again. But, he's pulled through before. So we'll just, our prayers are with him and his family that he gets through it again. And he's able to return next year to call some more Boston Red Sox games.
Side note, Eric, besides
Yes,
being a great point, he is from my hometown, Somerset. I know his cousin Albert, and Jerry I have met, and he is a great guy, and I also wish him all the best.
Yeah, so good wishes. Once again, all the fans that have joined us tonight, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Ron, thank you for another great show. Appreciate it. And that's episode 25. We're signing out. Everyone out there, have a great night. Thank you.